Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I make videos on beauty related content. Eyeshadow palettes are my favorite. I'm a licensed esthetician and also a bridal makeup artist, so occasionally you may see some content related to those two businesses. But today I'm coming to you with the first impression of BH Cosmetics Garnet palette. BH Cosmetics did launch their Birthstone series at the beginning of 2021, and this is the first palette in that series. The Garnet palette obviously has red tones in it. I am wearing that look now, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some swatches of what these colors look like on my complexion. Now that you've seen what those colors look like on my complexion, I'm going to show you the look that I'm wearing now, and I'll be right back with some final thoughts. For my final thoughts on this palette, I posted a few days ago a BH Cosmetics haul with this palette in it and the rest of the Birthstone collection. I am a latecomer to the collection. I did go ahead and film the Citrine palette first. This is the November palette. And that palette looks like this. I did kind of destroy the color when I was doing my video of it. I dug my finger in it. So I will post a link to the Citrine palette first impression / review up here, and you can click on it. It'll also be in the description box if you'd like to watch it after I finish this video. But for the Garnet palette, and I'm going to go ahead and open it and leave it upside down so you can see the shades. I love red tone eyeshadow. So when I first saw this, I initially was super excited. Especially red matte shadows I like a lot. Well, any true red, whether it's metallic or not. One thing I can say that I don't particularly care for once I'm putting the look on is the main shade in here, the actual Garnet shade. That shade I feel looks kind of hot pink on my eyes. It doesn't look red, and when I think of a Garnet, I think of a deep tone red, a brownish red, and birthstones can be different colors depending on if they're lab simulated or if they're out in the natural, but usually Garnets are typically what I've ever seen in my life are a deeper, richer tone. So I wasn't expecting this to look so fuchsia on my complexion. So I'm a little disappointed at that. Not that I think that it's not a beautiful look. And this shade here, I would typically use this for a brow bone highlight, but because my MAC Paint Pot Layin Low is pretty much the same shade as this, I didn't need to put that on my brow bone. I never typically do set my brow bone. It just depends on what the look is, but I didn't feel that this look required it. I do feel like the matte shade had awesome pigmentation and went on really easily. They were easy to blend. They weren't patchy at all. Everything blended in without muddying together. So the quality of the shades are really good. And even though I don't like the shade per se of this for a Garnet palette, I do like it in general, just not when I think of a Garnet. This shade did go on nicely, and it's not super metallic. It's more of a kind of shimmery shade, more satiny, shimmery. I guess not really satiny, but more shimmery. So it goes well with your deeper shade in the outer V. I don't feel like you have to have something to blend it. A lot of times when you have a super shiny metallic liquid shimmer looking shadow and you go in with your matte next to it, you need a deeper shade to blend the edges of it together so everything looks cohesive. Well, I feel like this one does just fine without that shade in the middle, and I didn't really want to mix any of that in for a spotlight shade, because I already felt like the Garnet shade was pink enough without adding white to it and making it look really hot pink, a lighter shade of pink. I am curious about this glitter shade here. So I think I am going to go ahead off screen because I'm going to need to pay attention to what I'm doing and get really close up in my mirror to place this over the red shade. I hope I don't totally destroy the look, but I will be right back after I add that glitter. Ta-da! Here's what the look looks like with the glitter glue. I did go in with Ben Nye glitter glue and put it on, and I think it may have been a little too wet on the first eye, so a lot of the black pigment in this palette did grab quite a bit. But I think overall it turned out pretty good for putting black over red. You'd let me know down in the comment section. There's part of it that I'm really kind of not liking, like right in here. I don't know if you just did the black first and didn't have the red underneath it, if it would turn out better, and I really won't know exactly what everything looks like until I'm editing this video. But if you were curious as to what that black was going to look like, this is what it turns out to be like if you put it on top of that red shade. At some point in time, I would like to revisit this palette and do a total matte look with it. just using all the matte shades in the palette to see how it would turn out, because I do think it would make a really nice quality matte, especially with that red shade on the lid. So I want to get through the rest of the palettes in the Birthstone collection, so I'm not going to stop and do that in this video also, and I don't want this video to be super long. So overall, I would say that this palette has excellent quality. Even the glitter was easy to put on. I have no complaints as to quality. These Birthstone palettes originally were $9. I did purchase mine on sale. However, the day that my order showed up is when BH Cosmetics started to have a 70% sale on them. So as of a couple days ago, I know that you could pick one of those palettes up for $5.40. So this is excellent quality, and to get it for such a reasonable price, I mean, you really cannot beat this. And this is a pretty unique color story. It's not your average shades that you see in a palette. So I definitely would recommend it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to support the channel. I'll see you soon.